Hey friends, it's Alex and welcome back to another video. Today I have for you my September TBR. So in September I am participating in G from Book Roast's new magical readathon, which is called Aurelium the Novice Path. I will leave her announcement video linked down below because it's very elaborate, which is like one of my favourite things with these readathons, but it does make it hard to explain. So I'll leave the link to her announcement video so you can go check it out for yourself. She's basically made an entire world to set this readathon in, and as far as I know this month's readathon is like the journey to the school in this world, I think. And then between now and like April next year you can also read books to build your character, and then next year I think we're at the school, so I'll be excited to see what that involves. So there are 7 prompts for this first part of the readathon, so I'm going to try and read a book for each prompt. So I will go through the prompts with you and what I'm reading for each prompt. So the first prompt is The Novice Path Entrance, read a book with a map. And for this prompt I will be reading The Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty. I will be listening to this one on audio, finally finishing the series. I'm really excited, I've been really enjoying reading it. I started it last year, so this has been a long time coming, but I'm going to finally finish it. And this series follows Nahri, and it's set in Davabad. And there's like gin and magic and devas, and I'm really excited to finally finish this series. And it has a map there and also a map there, so it definitely has a map. So the next prompt is Ashthorn Tree, a book that keeps tempting you, or top of your TBR. And for this prompt I have gone with This Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron. This is very much on the top of my TBR. This is I don't know if it's a retelling or just inspired by, but I think it's inspired by The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett, which is one of my favourite books of all time, so I'm so excited to read this one. But this book follows this girl called Bree who inherits a house, I think. Yeah, she inherits a house, a big old house with lots of gardens, and she has like magical plant powers, and so in this house she's able to test her powers because she's like got privacy, and I assume she grows things. And I think there's like a walled off secret garden that has like some really poisonous plant in it, which I'm very intrigued by, and I'm just so excited to read this. It's most definitely at the top of my TBR. I can't believe I haven't read it yet. So the next prompt is The Mist of Solitude, read a standalone. And for that prompt I've gone with The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. This is another one that I'm going to do on audio because I feel like I might struggle with it if I exclusively read it physically. So what I'm thinking I might do is listen to the audio and read along when I can. I will probably listen to some of this at work sometimes, so I won't be able to read along then, but when I can I will read along. It's very chunky, whoops, so I'm hoping that the audio means that I do actually get through it and finish it. This is one I've been wanting to read for a very long time. I know Beth really liked it, so I'm excited to see what I think of this one, and I don't really know what this is about. I'm just gonna read it. Okay, so the next prompt is Ruin of the Sky, read a book featuring ghosts / haunted house or other supernatural elements. And for this one I have a book I've already started because I'm filming this a little bit late, and that is The Quick by Lauren Owen. I'm like this far through, and this book features vampires, which is not my favourite, but I am actually really enjoying this so far. I'm also not a big fan of historical fiction, which is what this is, but once again this one has been surprising me. So I'm now starting to think I'm just not into YA historical fiction, and maybe adult historical fiction is okay. So that's good. And I'm reading this with my friends because we've started a little book club, which is nice. And this is our first pick. So the next prompt is Obsidian Falls, read a thriller or a mystery. And for that prompt I have chosen A Pocketful of Rye by Agatha Christie. I'm going to finally carry on with the Miss Marple series. I started this series like 2 years ago maybe, and have not finished it yet, and I really want to because I really enjoy them. They're also really short and really quick to read, I find, so this will be a perfect one. Once again, I have no idea what this is about. All I know is that it's a mystery and it involves Miss Marple, and I'm going to love it just because of those two facts. Oh, and because it's written by Agatha Christie. The next prompt is Tower of Rumination. Read a 5-star prediction. And for this prompt I have picked The Extraordinaries by TJ Cloon. I'm so excited to read this. In August I read The House in the Cerulean Sea, and it is now my favourite book of the year, so I am absolutely convinced that every book by TJ Cloon will be 5 stars, and this is the only other one I have. I mean, I have the sequel to this, but obviously I need to read this one first. So this is my pick for that prompt. As far as I know, this is set in a world where there are like superheroes, and it follows Nick, who is not a superhero. He writes fan fiction about them, and I'm just so excited to read this. I'm also pretty sure it's a gay romance, which we love that diversity. And then the last prompt is Aurelium Academy Arc, read a book with a school setting. And for this prompt I'm going with The Yearbook by Holly Bourne. I cannot believe I haven't read this one yet either. Holly Bourne is one of my favourite authors. This came out earlier this year, I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Yeah, this came out earlier this year, so it's not like it's been sitting on my shelf forever, but I do really want to get on and read this, and this is set in a school and it follows like school drama and like the popular kids and all that kind of stuff, I think. And I'm really excited to read this one. Also, this edition is so beautiful. It's got these stencil sprayed edges and I'm just obsessed. So those are the main prompts for the part of the readathon that we have to do in September. Like I said, there's another bit, the character building bit, that you can do anytime between now and April next year. So I'm going to look into that. You read a book to determine your background, your province in the world, and your heritage, so like dwarf, elf, human, that kind of thing. So I'm going to look into that and decide which ones I want to be. G's made like this whole booklet and like information about each race in each province and everything, so I'm going to look into that and then decide those, and probably will just read them throughout the next few months instead of trying to fit them all into 1 month. So like I'll let you know when a book is for one of these prompts and which one, and I'll let you know which character I decide to build eventually. So I do have some other books on my TBR that don't fit into that readathon, so I'll go through those now. The first one is Flashfire by TJ Cloon. This is the sequel to The Extraordinaries. I obviously want to read it because it's the sequel, and I'm just so excited. Like I said, I'm in love with TJ Cloon after just reading one of his books, so I'm so keen to read more, and so I want to dive into this one as soon as I can. I also have my current audiobook, so I thought I may as well just chuck it on here. I'm already like 110 pages in, and that is Clara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro. I'm really enjoying this one so far. I've read a few of his other books. I really liked Never Let Me Go. Wasn't as big a fan of The Buried Giant, but this one I'm enjoying much more than The Buried Giant, and I'm really intrigued to see where the story goes. I'm also really enjoying the narrator. And this one follows Clara, who is an artificial friend, and it's just like her observing the world, first from this store where they're sold, and then with a family once she gets bought, and it's just really interesting so far, and I'm really intrigued to see where this goes. And then I also have the last 2.5/3 books in the Scarecrow series. Me and Nikki are doing like a buddy read along type thing of the Scarecrow series, so I need to read these books this month. Hopefully I'll get to them. These are rereads. One of them is like less than 200 pages, so it should be okay. They're also very fast paced. But that is Scarecrow, Hell Island, which is, like I say, very short, and Scarecrow and the Army of Thieves. And these are just like ridiculous, fast-paced, action-packed, fun action-adventure books following Scarecrow. So those are all the books I hope to read in September. It's more than I originally thought because I forgot that I had to read Hell Island and Army of Thieves. I thought it was just Scarecrow, but it's not. So yeah, hopefully I will get to all of these. The fact that 3 of them are audiobooks and 3 of them are rereads means that maybe I will. Fingers crossed. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you're planning to read in September, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!